Hi everyone, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Aileen, and here we like to talk about all things makeup, mostly luxury makeup, skincare, and fashion. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I hope you consider subscribing and joining the family. So today, I really want to try out the new Bobbi Brown, the Skin Full Cover Concealer. And I also purchased the concealer stick, and I want to compare them and give them a try and see what we think. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then keep on watching. But before we go, like we always say, consider subscribing and joining the family. Let's get to it. So I already have my brows and my base on, and I will have everything linked down below. As you can see, I did not spot conceal, so we can try it out and see what we think as both a spot concealer and under eye. I did pick up two different shades for both, which wasn't a good idea if I want to compare them, but I wasn't sure which shade to get, so I was like, I'm not sure which one will work. So let's just get two different shades and see what'll work. It's just been a struggle with living in Florida and like just having just this constant tan all the time that I don't think is going to go away, by the way. I did have to use the Drunk Elephant bronzing drops to warm up my foundation. I have on the Dior Backstage in 3N, but I had to warm it up. I think if I wear 3N used to be my perfect match, I think 3W will now be my perfect match. So I'm not going to start purchasing 3W and all these different foundation shades. I'm just going to keep warming up what I do have. So this is the concealer stick, and this is the shade Honey. I think that looks really good. And if you blend it out, it looks like it'll work, right? But just in case that was a little too light, I purchased the liquid in the shade Warm Honey. And I'm not sure if it'll work or not. It is a little warmer. So let's take a look. I like that it was like an easy slide out, not like a struggle where you feel you will make a mess. So here you see Honey, it does look warmer. Let me just blend that out, and this is in the liquid. So this is the concealer stick in Honey, and this is the liquid in Warm Honey. So let's give them a try, see what we think. And it does claim to be a full coverage concealer, so we shall see. For the concealer stick, it says usage. Swipe concealer stick on desired areas and blend into the skin with a brush or fingertips. Layer over a corrector under your eyes to brighten up any dark circles. It doesn't say if it is full coverage or not, but I'll look it up online and I'll pop it up here on the coverage that the stick claims to have. So I'm gonna start with the stick on this side. I like that it's a stick and it doesn't tug. It really slides on nicely. And I have this little spot here that I will apply and see how that works. Typically, I have a little blemish here. If I'm going to spot conceal, I do it before I do my base. So if it is lighter, once I do my base, it will even everything out. And I don't have spots of a lighter concealer. So I'm gonna start, and this is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A506. So I'm going to start by blending this out. So it doesn't seem to be brightening. It is blending in with what I already have on my face, and it doesn't stand out as a light patch. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this under the eye. So this seems like a great match. I don't like too bright of an under eye, and I'm not going to do my concealer trick of spraying the brush after I've applied the concealer with setting spray and then applying it. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to set it with powder because not everyone does that. And I just want to give you realistically, if you don't set it or if you do set it, the results that you'll get. So here is the concealer stick on some blemishes. I will say it didn't completely cover this. It did take some redness off of this blemish here, but I'm looking at the viewfinder and I can see this dark spot here. As far as the under eye, I feel it did conceal and brighten, definitely not to a full coverage. So I'm not going to set that yet, just so how we see how it performs before we set it. If it starts creasing, if I recommend setting it. I am 38 years old. I am oily. I do live in humid Florida. So I know for my preference, I have to set it. But since I'm not going outside right now and it's nice and cool in the house, I'm going to just see how it performs before I set it and let you know. As far as the packaging of the stick, it's very sleek. It's about the size of a mini mascara. So here's the Monsieur Big from Lancome, and you can see it is slightly bigger than this mini mascara. It does go all the way down. It does have a magnet closure just to seal that and close it. So let's move on to the new Bobbi Brown Liquid Full Coverage Concealer and give this a try. Because it claims to be full coverage, I'm not going to apply a lot. I'm going to apply as much as I would normally. The Doe Fit applicator has like a swirl and it holds. It kind of looks like a spoon and it holds the concealer in there. I would guess that would be pretty nice so you can control what you apply. And you can just flip it over to where it's holding more product and you get more. And then on the other side, just spread it. And to not mix the two, I am going to blend it with the Rare Beauty concealer brush. And you can see there, this definitely provided more coverage than the stick. I can see that in the mirror instantly. And both shades really work. So you can see this is the liquid side and this is the stick side. I did look online and it says that the stick is buildable, so we'll give that a try before we set it. I will say this is full coverage. So as far as full coverage concealers go, so this is, you can definitely tell when a concealer is full coverage when it's swatched. It just has a thicker consistency, kind of the consistency of the Pat McGrath. So I'm going to swatch. Now the Pat McGrath used to be too dark for me and now it's too light. It has a little bit more of a moussey, thicker texture than the Pat McGrath, but honestly, I am not a fan of the Pat McGrath on my under eye. This does seem to be performing well thus far. And another one that just provides me a full coverage, which I believe it's buildable coverage. It doesn't have claims to be like a full coverage straight off the bat. This is the Lancome. And you can see the difference there. I feel like the Lancome definitely has more of a hydrating feel. And this one, the Bobbi Brown doesn't seem as hydrating, but that's just on the swatches. I will have to give it a try and really wear this. I will say it's been 14 minutes now. This looks nice. It is not settling. It's not caking. It doesn't look dry. Neither does this. However, this stick just is not providing the coverage that the liquid is providing. So let's give it a try and see if it is indeed buildable. I like how nicely it slides on the under eye and just doesn't tug at all. So I can really appreciate that. So going back in with the BK Beauty brush just to see if it's buildable, because it's not only is it buildable, but is it buildable and going to perform the same? Because some concealers say buildable, but when you build them up, you just age yourself like 10 years in the under eye area, and that's not the type of buildable we're looking for. Okay, that did build up nicely. I do feel like it's providing the same amount of coverage. I will say right here where I have like this little dent, it is, you do see it, but it lightened it in a way where when I'm looking forward, you don't see that dent as you did before. Where here, I can still see it. I'm not sure if that's the shade difference or it's really just, it really just built up nicely and just, you just can't tell from the front. As soon as I tilt my head, you can see in certain angles, it's right here. And I do have it on both eyes. So it does build up beautifully. I really like that. It doesn't seem to be creasing, but before it does, since it has been 15 minutes, let me go ahead and set that. To set that, I am going to use the Westman Atelier powder in the shade Creme with the small Wayne Goss Artist brush. I absolutely love this powder. I love these brushes. They're so soft and they don't scratch and they're just perfect for the under eye. So I am going to just slide that across and tap it in. And it's beautiful. I'm going to do the same on this side. So I've gone ahead and I set that. I will say the liquid side, now that I've set it and I'm looking at like this amplifying mirror I have here, this side looks drier. I like this better without the setting powder. I am going to have to give it a try with other powders and see if I find a combo that I really like. I'm just too oily to be out there and confident without setting my under eye. I just feel like it's just going to slip right off. On this side with the liquid, I don't see where it's looking dry. However, I do like the buildable coverage of the stick. I really, really do like both, but this buildable coverage, I like that. I feel like shade-wise, they both worked really well. So this is honey in the stick, and this is warm honey in the liquid. I will say, I feel I get a little bit more coverage, buildable, comfortable, nice coverage from this than the Clé de Peau stick. The Clé de Peau stick, it's very nice. It's very natural. It's not as buildable and still look as nice as this, as the Bobbi Brown, in my opinion. So if you like the Clé de Peau, but you're looking for buildable coverage and maybe in a nicer, smoother finish that doesn't seem to crease, I waited 15 minutes before setting it and it's still not creasing. I will definitely wear it throughout the day. I'm going to be filming. It's Sunday, so I have things to do with the kids to get them ready for school tomorrow. So I'll definitely leave a pinned comment and let you know how long I wore it. Did it crease? What I noticed as it wore? Because I can only tell you based off right now that I like the coverage here, but I'm not sure about the setting powder. As my oils come through, that powder could melt into all of it and just wear nicer than this side. It's happened before and it can happen. On this side, I really like the coverage. I got the coverage quickly with one application versus two on this side. The shade difference, I really don't see a big difference once I blended them out underneath the eye. But I'm not sure if the shade is what's really hiding that indentation under the eye for me. But we'll see. As far as the liquid goes, if you like either one of these, the Pat McGrath or the Lancome, I feel you will like this. It's not as hydrating as the Lancome, but it's not as, this is drying on my under eye. The Pat McGrath is really drying. It's creepy. I don't like it. I like it for spot concealing. It's the one product I never understood the hype. And I've mentioned this before and I've gotten gripe for it because everybody loves it, but it is what it is. We all have different preferences. So I feel like this is a happy medium in between these. The Bobbi Brown, if you like full coverage concealer and you like the Pat McGrath or the Lancome, I feel you'll really like the Bobbi Brown. But thank you all for coming. I'll definitely update you on how this wears and have it pinned down below. Thank you all so much for coming and giving me some of your time. And until next time, don't forget, we're all perfectly imperfect. Bye.